What is going on, good people? Welcome on into the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports all the time. I'm Sports Director Trayvon Miles.
And I'm Brandon Bossert. We are now 2 weeks away from the basketball playoffs. Things starting to heat up, Trey.
Yeah, Brandon, it's cold outside. I'd
Sure
imagine
is.
that our viewers that we have tonight are local sports fans bundled up, ready to hear a breakdown of all the things we saw this week, and there are a bunch.
That's right. A lot of really good games this week. Aside from Smyrna, there isn't much decided in the Henlopen this year, so this was a real put-up or shut-up week in the Henlopen, but the good news is that everyone makes the postseason this year, so there is still time to right the ship if things aren't going in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll start outside of the Henlopen. 2020 can be described as a lot of things by many people, but for the Delmarva Christian boys basketball program, 2020 was the best year in program history. An EZAC championship alongside an 18-2 season in their second straight DIAA tournament berth would suggest so. The Royals lost a ton of talent from that team, but they gained some back in the offseason by the way of transfer. With those expectations, you can imagine the frustration of the team starting this year 2-5.
Ooh, 2-5.
The Royals hosting Salesianum this evening in Georgetown. Sal's out to a hot start. Long pass finding Ethan Hines, and he's throwing it down with two. Next possession, Rasheen Kalk off the steal, throwing down a monster jam. Game high 20 points for Kalk tonight. Then the ball going to find Brett O'Hara in the corner, and he drains the three. The Sows take a 13-point lead into halftime.
Man, they were balling in Georgetown tonight. Second half, Royals trying to cut the deficit. Jason Handy under the basket. Gets the tough shot to go. We cut to just 7 in the third, but it was all downhill from there. Justin Mullen drives down the baseline, and he's throwing it down on Jason Handy. Puts him on a poster, folks. A few possessions later, it's Kalk again, this time stepping behind the arc. He's going to drain that tray ball. Sally's rolls past Delmarva Christian 59-37.
Now, Brandon, we thought this team would be one of the best that we covered between what we saw last year from them in addition to their additions this year. Now, we did knew they lost a lot of talent, but wow. Another thing is that they aren't playing the teams they played a year ago. Delaware is staying in state, so Christian's playing a lot of teams from that Wilmington area instead of that EZAC schedule that they're used to, and I think they're taking some lumps right now.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Delmarva Christian lost a lot more talent than I think that we maybe realized.
Yes, I'll agree.
Gabe Hurling was great as a freshman behind Andrew Workman, who was the EZAC two-time Player of the Year, and Chris Vonoff. Jason Handy's a good up-and-coming player, but they are missing those 5 seniors from last season. The Sal's athleticism, though, it showed tonight. Their height advantage was clear. This is a team with 16 players on roster. 11 are 6'2" and taller. So this is kind of a rare taste for us to see the talent, what the talent is like up in Newcastle County. There's quite a few schools up there, such as Tower Hill, such as Sanford, of course, and Salesianum. They're a good team as well. Like you said, instead of playing that EZAC schedule like they normally do, they're playing these Newcastle County teams.
Yeah, they're playing a lot more talent, and it's showing. As you say, you bring up a good point. It's one thing to have the expectations coming from nowhere. Now their expectations on them, and people have their eye on them, and it's a lot different story this year. All right, it's well documented what the Dover Senators lost from last year's team, a senior class that made 2 straight Final Fours. But this season, Dover has quietly been improving, and it's at a good time. The Senators are not the team they started the year as. They had a chance to prove that on Tuesday night and avenge a loss from 3 weeks ago to rival Caesar Rodney. A close game throughout. CR senior Bryson Williams getting the floater to fall. Other end, Jaheim Harold stepping back, knocking down the 3. Dover leads by 1 at halftime. Go to the 4th. Senators still up 1. Trey Bochelle says, give me that lead back. Yeah, the Riders taking their first lead of the second half. But Dover trying to grab that lead back and trying to pull away. Elijah Sessom, big putback here. Dover with a 3-point lead with under 20 seconds to play. CR forced to foul. Dover misses 3 straight free throws. I'm sure Coach Steph Wilson was not happy about that, but CR unable to rebound any of the missed shots. The Senators hang on 51-46. The kids from the Capitol have now won 5 of their last 6 games.
It happened to be one game. We play Friday night. We're going to celebrate it till tomorrow, but we got to come back and be ready to play on Friday night again. It's beautiful to beat CR. We're going to celebrate it, you know, but our ultimate goal is still intact, and that's to try to get the division.
Like I said, people said we wouldn't be able to do it, so we just proving them wrong, working hard every day, coaching hard every day, making sure we got a good game plan and we just execute.
All right, also on Tuesday, a matchup of 2 3-1 teams in the Henlopen South. Seaford hosting Woodbridge. Zion Mifflin from the corner. Freshman had 8 points on the day. How about Brent Ricketts? Takes the outlet pass. Buckle up, folks. Ricketts rattles the rim. Seaford wins the second quarter 22-3. Now, Woodbridge played this game with just 5 players, but they showed heart. Emmanuel Mosley with 3 of his 19. And then it's Mosley at it again. He's going to streak to the hoop right here. Gets the lay-in to fall. And the Blue Raiders, yeah, nice touch on that one. They're within 1 point in the final 3 minutes. That's when Ricketts took over, though. From the top of the arc, splash down. That gave Blue Jays some cushion there. Then it all came down to free throws. Seaford hits 9 of 10 from the charity stripe in the fourth quarter. That's how you put a team away, folks. Seaford takes it 65-59.
Had to fight back. We huddle up. Just take our time, get the bucket, get back on D, and turn that joint up. This team, man, I really love this team. Like, we play hard every day. We come to practice locked in. Since we never beat Woodbridge in so long, now we just got the dub. Now we go on to the next one against Laurel on Thursday.
And they did turn that joint up.
Yeah, they sure did,
Seaford
Trey.
beat Laurel on Tuesday as well, so they went 2-0 this week. Some other scores we saw this week. Delmarva, 4-point win on the road over Indian River. As I said, Seaford finishes the year perfect, or the week perfect, excuse me. They also top Laurel by 6. They currently sit in the driver's seat in the South. Well, check this one out. On Tuesday, one-win Milford went to Sussex Central, who's had a great year, and beat the Golden Knights. How about that? And Smyrna, not pictured, is their score with Polytech. Folks, it wasn't close, okay? No matter what the graphic is telling you right now. They're 10-0 now with a win over the Panthers. All right, so this week has been a lot, right, Brandon? I think most noticeably the thing we have to acknowledge is that Seaford is by far the top dog in the South. I'm not going to say by far. I'm not going to say by far, all right? I'll give everybody else some credit. They take down Woodbridge and then Laurel, 2 teams we figured to be contenders in this division. One thing about the South, it still is competitive right now. Smyrna, I want to say, is by far the best team in the North.
Oh, yeah. Smyrna is definitely the top dog in the North. Seaford, I can't say that they are even the top dog right now in the Henlopen South after what we saw.
They've beaten everybody.
I mean, yeah, they've beaten everybody, but Woodbridge had 5 guys on their team. Woodbridge.
Whose fault is that? Did they miss the bus?
I mean, I'm just watching the game. I see they play with 5 guys, and they nearly win the game down there in Seaford.
Yeah.
But they were down more than 10, and they fought back. I want to give Julius Cannon's guys a lot of credit for that. They nearly took this one on the road, a very impressive performance. I want to note that they did have 8 and 7 players on Thursday and Friday's wins over Sussex Academy. You talk about chicken noodle soup there. Emmanuel and Bruce Mosley, they're both stellar players, Trey. This Woodbridge team has potential to get a couple of wins in the postseason, I think. Yeah. And we're in for a good game next week between Woodbridge and Lake Forest in Felton. Lake won the first meeting by 3. I think that that's going to be a really good matchup right there.
Yeah, Lake's another team we haven't really talked about much, but I think that they are clicking at the right time as well. Obviously, you got a senior like Kaheem Roach. You got a young man that's a freshman, Jackson Starkey, who can shoot from anywhere in the gym. So they are another team that definitely deserves our attention. All right, time to talk about the girls. Can anyone stop the juggernaut that is Cape Henlopen?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Caesar Rodney got their second shot at it tonight. Micaiah Applewhite knocking down that 3. But watch this. He gets back on defense and steps in front of the pass.
It's called awareness.
Check that out right there. Yeah, she's going all the way with it. How about the cameraman staying with that one?
Thank you, Trey.
Boy, Brandon. Kate off and running. Here's another star for him. Morgan Mahoney, the fake, and she gathers, puts it up, and like a pinball wizard, she gets that one to fall. She had 19 points.
Now, the Riders were 8-1 coming into tonight. They're not going away quietly. The deputy of Kent County, she's got a shot. Stacy Deputy with the baseline jumper there. How about from the same spot, Erin Hervella puts it up and hits right there. But this really wasn't much of a contest, folks. Cape Henlopen, again, showed just how much better than the rest of the Henlopen they are. Julia Salor, the French connection, all cotton for her. She finished with 15. And then Applewhite again. The big three for the Vikings combined for 50 points tonight as Cape takes it 60-34. Yeah, they were very impressive tonight.
Yeah, man, Cape is head and shoulders above everyone in the North. Applewhite, Mahoney, Salor are amazing along with that supporting cast. Brendan, I want to say they're the best team in the entire Henlopen, but we can't forget about what Woodbridge did to them last year when we thought the same thing.
That is true, Trey. Yeah. I have to give you credit there. We have not seen Cape take on Woodbridge. That's going to be an interesting contest if we get to see that. We know that Cape Henlopen is the top team in the Henlopen North. That's settled at this point. That three-headed monster between Mahoney, Applewhite, and Salor, they are impressive. You got Mahoney down low, Applewhite who can handle the ball, and you got Salor who can also handle the ball, and she is ferocious on defense. But what about the South? I think we have two teams that are really good. We've got Woodbridge whose only defeat was in Wilmington against a really good Ursuline team. Woodbridge has their own three-headed monster with Chakaya Johnson, Janira Scott, and Reagan Robinson, a great freshman there. But how good is Laurel? 6-0, winning by an average of 34 points per game. They also have some serious talent as well. So Laurel and Woodbridge, they meet twice, the 22nd and the 25th. So mark your calendars.
You know, the interesting thing about that was that Laurel and Woodbridge were already supposed to have met this year. That game got postponed for some reason. All it's doing is building us up for two teams in the South to be undefeated when they do meet on the 22nd. And one thing you know about us, we'll be there.
We'll be there, Trey.
That'll do it for the A block. We're taking a quick commercial break, but when we return, two rivals met on the mats this week. One was celebrating senior night. The other came in undefeated. So who do you think won? Well, we'll tell you when Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
Hi, I'm Micaiah Applewhite. I'm from Cape Henlopen High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.